Hi, this is Andrew Fodge with Fitness by Andrew Personal Training, based out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I have John Greig with me from Tatum Ranch Golf Club, the head pro there. And today what we'd like to present to you guys is working with the hips. One thing that we see a lot of when we do our KVS analysis and our TPI screens is the lack of ability, acceleration, deceleration of the hips. I'm sure you see that too. And so it's something that we really want to give a lot of attention to and help you to improve. So what we're going to do today is show you 3 different exercises, working from the floor up, trying to increase the mobility of the hips, trying to increase the strength of the hips, and also the power and separation of the hips from the torso. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with is what I call a windshield wiper progression, and I've seen something similar online. A gentleman named Dean Somerset. If you go to theptdc.com, he has a great progression online if you want to do this at home, if you want to go a little further than what we do here in this video. So what I have John do is get down on the floor, and then let's have you face this way with your feet. Perfect. And we're going to go feet wider than shoulder width, if possible. So a little wider, there we go. And what he's going to do is just like windshield wipers, he's going to wipe his knees side to side as best he can. And what we're trying to do is just work that ball and socket joint at the hip, trying to explore how much range of motion we have on each side. Now this is the beginning progression. Now we're not trying to do anything crazy, we're just trying to find a stretch, we're trying to feel some mobility, some movement in the hips. Now if this feels easy for you, then let's do the next progression. So all I'm going to do is have John sit up, same width to the feet, and without touching the floor with his hands, he's going to keep rocking his knees side to side. Now we're getting a little bit more movement from those hips. Can you feel more of a stretch? Yeah. Now we're getting more core activation because he's having to use those core muscles to hold his balance. And then we're going to take it to one more progression. Now if this feels easy, let's get some gluteal activation by rising up after that wipe to one side as high as you can, sitting down, rolling to the other side, popping up, clenching the glutes, sitting down, rolling to the other side. We are mobilizing the hip and we're starting to warm up those gluteals to activate. We're opening up the hips, we're squeezing, we're extending. This is great if your hips allow this. Now again, this is a progression, so if you feel a good stretch and a challenge from your back, stay on your back. If you need more of a challenge, try this and let me know how it goes. 5 to 10 reps on each side. Perfect. Let's go against the wall. Okay, so here's our next group of exercises that we're going to try to do. We're basically going to do some variations of a bridge, trying to get more gluteal activation, both from an up and down plane or a sagittal plane, and then we're also going to try to get some anti-rotation on the hip with the different variations of the bridge. So let me go ahead and show you what we're talking about. So let's have you lay back, John, and let's have you scooch this way just a little bit. And what John do is a single leg bridge, but I'm going to give him the ball here. We're going to add some resistance to it, and we're going to try to facilitate a little higher hip extension as he does the bridge. What I want him to do is bring this leg up, and I want him to try to keep pressure on the ball between this leg and the forearms here. As he's bridging up and down, the pressure is constant on the ball. He's just going to keep this foot off the floor as he's bringing those hips up. Can you feel that left glute? Yeah, good. While he's doing this, we're activating the core as well. We're getting that glute and abdominal balance, that collaboration happening the whole time. By him doing this, he's going to get a little bit more extension than he would if we didn't have this added resistance on the front side here. About 5 to 10 is sufficient to get a really good squeeze and to really feel this in the exercise. So this is our first variation of a single leg bridge. The next one, I want to try to get a little bit more activation higher on the hip. We're going to try to pick on that glute medius, which if you kind of feel around is like the highest part of your glute or your butt cheek there. What we're going to do here is again a single leg bridge. We're going to bring this knee up again. We're going to keep it, but now we're putting the pressure on the ball between his leg and the wall. Good. And we're activating a little higher up and a little bit more emphasis on the higher glute there. Now because the ball is there, his knee can't rotate out to the side. But we're strengthening those muscles to help him rotate better during the golf swing. Can you you feel that?
Oh yeah.
Good. Again, 5 to 10 reps is sufficient. We just want to get a good burn, a good contraction. I feel like if you do more than 10, you might start to lose the extension of the hips and the effect that we're trying to get on those gluteals. Perfect. Okay, now here's our power exercise. Now what we're going to try to do is get those glutes to keep firing, get those hips going. We're going to try to encourage separation between the hips and the torso while John is jumping 180 degrees side to side. So what John do is use this piece of painter's tape that I have on the floor, little painter's tape plug. I love painter's tape. You can put it anywhere. It's easy to remove, doesn't mark up the floor. You can create any type of design that you want on the floor for any type of jumping program that you have. So using painter's tape, I think, is easy for the eye to also see. Usually it's blue or it's fluorescent green. It's easy for the athlete to see where they're trying to go to. So on that note, I'm going to have John straddle the piece of tape, and he's going to hold the shaft of his club here out in front just to give him something to pull against. And what I want is a 180-degree rotation with his hips leading the charge and separation between his hips and his torso. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So go ahead and load up for me, John. Let's go and do it correctly. And you can see how John is coiling his body. He's twisting his body, and the hips and his torso are separated. It's going to stop. So let's show him the wrong way. So the wrong way, or the incorrect way, is when the hips and the torso are moving as one piece and they're not separating. So let's show that. So he's still turning, he's still rotating 180 degrees, but he's not getting it from his hips. He's not firing from the hips. It looks right, but you can feel the difference, right?
Big difference.
Big difference. So basically, we're loading and exploding. I'm taking that from Jason Glass. If you need something else to look at, find his power slings videos online. I believe one's called Loaded. It is awesome. It's Jason Glass, Loaded, and he talks about rotational power, and it is excellent. It's easy to follow, easy to understand, and he has some great exercises in there. So let's show it one more time. So it's important to feel the loading, the coil of the body, and then unleashing the coil as you rotate. So let's do 5 each way. So you can see he's coiling, he's rotating, those hips are leading the charge as he's jumping up. When he lands, he rocks right back into a coiled action and he fires it away. Load and explode, load and explode. This will help with your sequencing. If you've been told that your hips are behind your torso, behind your shoulders, behind your club, this will teach your hips to lead the charge as you're coming down towards impact. So those are our 3 exercises. If you have any questions, be sure to email me at andrew@fitnessbyandrew.com. We're based in Scottsdale, but something really cool that's happening is we're going to be working out in Mesa starting next month as well. So if you're in the Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa area, shoot me an email. I'll be happy to work with you, show you a screen, see what areas of your body we need to fix and improve, and take you into that next level of performance with your golf game. Okay? Thanks again, and we'll see you next month.